Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day and a wonderful weekend. Taking a quick look here at Solana, seeing what's going on. It's down 1.5% on the day here. Not looking super strong. Gotta be honest with you. I expected better from you, Solana. Shame on you. So let's take a quick look here at the potential for a double bottom. Honestly, that's pretty much going to the wayside here. That was kind of a stretch anyways, because once again, when you look at playout patterns here, they have a high success rate, but there has to be contributing factors too. There's not a ton here right now at this point that indicates we're going to see a breakout from Solana unless we get back up over this 167, 168 range. You can see a lot of resistance there. So we'll take a look at that and a few other key factors. I want to say thanks again so much to everyone for the awesome support over the years. Appreciate you very much. Thanks for hitting that like button. And also too, thank you for the feedback here. Good 28% on a Solana short, near protocol 32, and 36% from Bitcoin short as well. So good little profits there. We do technically have an open long right now with Solana that is slightly in the red. Same thing with SUI too, just a little bit more aggressive on that one. But the whole point of having taken those trades was because there's a good handful of confirming factors yesterday. Those confirming factors may not be present any longer. We got to double check and see if it's worthwhile keeping those trades open or if pulling the plug's a good call. Weekends are really weird, folks, so just keep that in mind too. Volume is odd. This weekend just seems to be a little bit on the red side because Bitcoin dominance keeps increasing, kind of just showing us there's a lot of selling pressure in altcoins. Anyways, daily time frames, this is the last 7 days of liquidation. There's not a ton going on here just below the price, but we can see 162 to 160, possible wick down to that area to sweep those lower levels. If we kind of count that out, we can see 160 has roughly about $1 billion. And there's somewhere between 2 to 3 billion between now and like just say 158, 160 range. So not a ton, but definitely some incentive there. This is one thing to take a look here. Make sure to refresh. We can see here with Solana, there is a ridiculous amount of short liquidation delta. And if this number stays too high for too long, the price will inevitably recover. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a wick down to like the 160s and then the price recovers from there after sweeping those last bit of late longs. But the truth is there's way more shorts than longs in the market right now. And if you have that level too high for too long, you're generally going to see a reversal. We're coming up on about 3 days worth of in overabundance here, if you will, and that's just too much. We do have our local point of control, or more so open interest, roughly the same idea at about 175. Okay, so that does reaffirm 175 is that potential resistance if in fact we get back up there. Big if right now at this point. So let's take a look here. Daily time frame, what's going on? Overall, not looking great, but let's quickly confirm. We're now under the 20-day SMA that was supposed to hold as a potential bouncing point. It didn't. And so far at this point, we're likely to close below that. We do have a good support here, a decent amount of support at 160, so please understand the price continues lower. I do think that's a solid pivot point or a good consideration for a long at that range. We do take a look here, of course. We can see as well with our RSI getting closer to 50. So we're supposed to bounce here soon if that's going to hold. If we lose that level, we may continue into a bearish type of scenario, and that would be disadvantageous. Same thing with the MACD. It's diverging as well here, so there's a lot more signs pointing down than up at this point. Now, granted, we've had 3, almost 4 aggressive selling pressure days. We're likely to see a green day here soon. It's really common, but again, are we going to see that on a weekend? Less likely. All right, take a look at the 4 hours, see what's going on. We're also below all moving averages here now officially. Yesterday, we were above the 100-day SMA, kind of just holding that level and basically doing pretty well in the upper 160s. But at this point here, we can see we're getting closer to that pivot point. Money flow index is insanely low. So all we've done is seen more selling pressure than buying pressure on this coin in the last 3 or 4 trading days. Same thing here with the RSI getting closer to that bouncing point. So we are due to correct ourselves here soon. We're due to continue higher at some point, but it would probably come with at the expense of some late longs there at the 160 range. My anticipation is that 159 to 160, we may see that hit. And that's just based on the fact that Bitcoin's looking pretty weak and wants to break down towards that lower fib level, that 0.618 fib. So all in all, not the greatest thing here, really. There's not much telling us that we're going to see recovery from Solana. If we do, it's just going to be that natural knee-jerk reaction to the price actually being held down for so long, because we did just wick down below the local low, which implies a lot of liquidation occurred there, but there's still more left to the downside. Taking a look at the hourly, we can quickly recognize here as well that Ichimoku Cloud basically telling us here that you probably want to leave your short position open, but also consider securing profits. It's kind of a conflict though, right? Because again, no chart is perfect, and when we see something like this here, it kind of just lets us know that we shouldn't be taking a long or a short position at this point, okay? Because again, the conversion line and the baseline, they're almost intersecting, letting us know the momentum of the downside is slowing. But the lagging span is soon to be free and clear here again, kind of letting us know we have more opportunity potentially to the downside. I would not recommend taking a short at this point. It just feels like a lot of coins are just fairly well overextended. They shouldn't continue much lower, especially this being a weekend. But if we do see this kind of just weakness moving into Monday, that might be a different story. But for right now, it's expected on a weekend. In fact, we have a surprisingly large amount of volume, all things considered, considering this is again, a Saturday. So just some things to kind of think about. So the common rule of thumb here in this situation is to not really consider a long or a short position, because first of all, we're still mostly bearish. Okay, we're still below the descending trend. Until we break above that, and, get, I would say 168 or higher, that would be a solid consideration for a long. Between now and then, it just seems like too high of a risk to consider a long. You're just kind of reaching. You're throwing meat against the wall, hoping it sticks, right? It can and will happen at some point, but generally speaking, it doesn't. All right, so I hope that made sense and I described that correctly. Thanks again so much for, again, just being an awesome part of my life and being super supportive. My Solana community has been really awesome over the years here. Last but not least, too, make sure you take advantage of this exclusive deposit progressive prize pool that Bitunix is offering. No KYC or VPN required. We've got some decent volume so far. I think we are due to see a $30,000 to $60,000 prize pool. Pretty awesome. Anyways, keep up the good work there, folks. I hope you have a good rest of the day. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care.